Hey everyone, it's Josh from Electric Bikes Brisbane here, and today in front of me I've got my lovely bike, but today we're really focusing on the display. That is the brand new Nyon display. I'm going to actually go through my tips and tricks, mostly about screen management, getting all your connectivity options, any map things that you might consider, and also if your bike is lucky to have the roll-off gearing, what extra features you can use there. So welcome to my Nyon tips and tricks. You'll see that the Nyon display is turning on now. And for most of you, this is going to be the home page for a lot of the time. So on here, you can see various different things, including your speed, your estimated range, and also what power assist mode you're in. So you can see here, if I were to change through the plus and minus, this whole screen will change color. So let's start all the way to the left. So for here, this is the settings page. Within the settings page, you can access, well, most of your settings, including screen brightness, managing your screens, and so forth. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are also going to be the main connectivity options, and you can change that here in the top left of the screen also. From there, I like to have my sort of overview screens. So here you can see the odometer, range left on the current power assist mode, and also the charge level of my batteries per battery. That is one of the great features with Nyon and a dual battery bike. Stepping through, I then have my maps. So here you can see that we're currently at the Electric Bikes Brisbane store, and through the maps page, you can do lots of different things. So for starters, you can go into the top left of the screen and search for a location. Here you can set up common routes, your place of work, your place of home, and also recent destinations. So you can see that I rode to Kangaroo Point lately. If we were to choose that and have a look at what it looks like, you can either plan the route or just start. If we were to go to start, you'll see the maps will load up, and then from here there's a few more things we can do. From here you get a lovely overview of where you're traveling to. So from here you can see the turn-by-turn indications, what time you think you'll get to the destination, and also how far it'll be. On here, this is the indicator for where you are, and the blue line will take you through to your destination, which was usually indicated B. From here, it will actually show you if you do need to change your power assist settings to make the destination. If, however, we take a step back by hitting the button here and hitting close, you can also go to plan your route. So I'm going to open up the option here, hit Kangaroo Point, and hit plan. One of the really cool things about the Nyon display is you can actually change the type of route that you take. So currently we're on the fast option. Fast is just the quickest and easiest way to get there. However, you may not be in a rush, so just click the button here and you can change it to mountain bike, scenic, or fast. Mountain bike is obviously going to be a bit more adventurous, and then the scenic option is just if you want to cruise around on a longer journey. For me, for the most part, that's maps in a nutshell. You still can dive further in, but I'd recommend that's going to be a great baseline. So we'll exit maps now. So if we move over, we've got my main summary page like I mentioned before, and then this is what I call my current riding information. It gives me a nice big picture of the speedo and the range, and also if you have the roll-off gearing system, you'll see that your current gear is in the top right-hand corner of the screen. To the right, I actually like to have a bit more detailed options. So here is my current riding screen with the speed, my power, cadence, torque, and the slope of the gradient that I'm on. The next one actually goes into reviewal stage. So trip distance, trip time, average speed, max speed, and this lovely altitude graph along the bottom. Moving over, upon further reflection of the ride that I've just done, so you can see this is my commute into work this morning. At the top, you can see what power modes I used during the ride, the average power in watts, and also the max power. Honestly, it's a really fun system. You can try to game it and see how high you can get that max power number. It's a lot of fun. And then finally, at the bottom, you can see my power versus the motor power. And honestly, 42 is probably a little bit high for me. Most of the time, we'll see customers sitting around that 33%. Finally, this are sort of the extraneous screens. There's some really cool new features coming out from Nyon. They're not fully fleshed out, but you know what? I think it'll be a great feature to see down the track. So right at the moment in Brisbane, it's nice and sunny with 24 degrees. I feel like a weather forecast person, which is great. And then you've got little circle here. This actually changes through some other options as well. So we've got, this is our temperature, changing through to our rain forecast. And then also your UV, so you know if you need to wear long shirts or not. On the final screen, which is just a bit of fun, you can see the cost savings if you were to be riding versus driving a vehicle. Right now, the feature is only available in Great British pounds, but this week you can see that I saved just over £9 as opposed to transporting. For the most part, that's all I do with my screen management. There is a limit to the number of tiles that you can have, which is 24. But for the most part, you don't want to clutter things up too much. All right, so with the Nyon display, there's going to be a huge range of connectivity features. So what you're going to want to do is jump into your settings page and either focus on the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi settings. For the Wi-Fi, this is going to be really useful in terms of downloading maps. So once you're connected, you can jump into the cog here, map settings, offline maps, and then find maps. Currently, I've already downloaded the Queensland maps, but you can download a range of other maps as well. The maps that they use are actually OpenStreetMaps, and it's been a partnership with Bosch and the Riese Muller products. So with the Nyon display, you can see the phone here is connected, and that's via Bluetooth. Once you've gone through the pairing process, you'll end up with a screen similar to what I have in front of me. This at the moment is my overview of the trips I've done this month, and so you can see I've done roughly 400k. From here, you can review in detail your specific rides, and so you just go to this page here, review all the trips. We'll scroll through and find a nice little trip that I did. You can see that I went for a ride on this date shortly after I got my bike. Absolutely loved it from the Gap to Mount Nebo. In total, you can see I did about 50 kilometers for about 2.5 hours. From here, you have so much more information that you can go through. One of my particularly favorite things is this feature where you scroll through the bottom of the page, you can see exactly what altitude, speed, cadence, or power you're using at a particular section of the track and whereabouts you are doing it. From here, you've got so much more information that you can delve into, but again, upon trip reveal, you'll have a blast playing around for hours on end. Going back to the main screen, I just want to go to the Shop tab. So the Shop tab is right at the top, and this is where you're able to purchase some extra features with your Nyon display. So the custom riding modes is a great one if you don't like the standard power assist modes. So essentially those Eco, Tour, Sport and Turbo modes. You can program the torque curves as and you prefer. The other option you have is this Premium Lock feature. The Premium Lock feature works specifically with the Nyon display, and it enables you to lock the bike once you've removed the display. Once you've taken the display off, you'll hear a couple of beeps from the bike, and you'll see that once you've done that, no other Nyon display can be put on your bike and ridden away with any power assist modes. It has to be your specific display. From here, this is just the accessibility that you have on the phone. The desktop app has even further with the ability to export your trips and communicate with Komoot, Strava, and more. Final little tips, particularly if you have a roll-off bike, is seeing what gear that you're in. The main display that you come with in terms of the options, you'll see that the gear option you're at is at the top right-hand corner. If, however, you don't have any tile like that, shift it to the side and you'll see that as I shift up and down, the whole page will change. A lot of the time, I think this is almost a better way to do it if you want to see visibility of your gear. In Nyon, there are other options to place tiles showing the gear that you're in, and also a shift recommendation when you should change up and down. So those are all the wonderful tricks and tips of mine from the Nyon display. As you'll find out, there's so much more that you can explore. Take your time, Do bit by bit and you'll be able to expand your riding and knowledge of this display in no time.